Hello YouTube, this is Waynisha Smith, and I just want to explain why I left for so long. This is going to be first of many videos. The reason why I left is because I found a job, and this job had took up so much of my time that I barely had time to do what I like because I was just always so exhausted. And this job is, by the way, Subway. Subway, y'all, is an exhausting job to work. Not gonna lie, you, any fast food job is exhausting. But I recently quit my job due to other reasons and stuff. So now that I am jobless at the moment, I would like to get back to doing things that I usually love to do, which is make videos and to talk about sci-fi, things that I love. I haven't forgotten. I really haven't. I made a vow that I would do the complete season of Star Wars Rebels Season 3, and I'm sticking to that vow. The only episode I won't be doing is episode 10. For some reason, I don't care for the Maul and the Ezra story arc. I really don't care for it. I mean, after a while, it just gets aggravating and annoying. To me, Maul is just this guy who craves power, just trying to get back to where he was with power and stuff like that. And he's trying to get back vengeance and all that stuff. He can never compare to Darth Vader or anyone else for that matter. And to be honest, I'm just tired of him. When I first saw Maul was just this bad, brooding character that you just have to fear. And now I just look at him and I'm like, you're just a thing in the way. Also, the reason why I'm talking like this is that I'm trying to get over a cold, y'all. I'm trying to get over it. So anyway, without further ado, I would like to get to my review of Star Wars Episode 11 to Episode 12, Ghosts of Geonosis. Now, I have seen Star Wars Rogue One. By the way, good movie. You guys should go see it. And there's just one character in Rogue One that we don't see for long, but we know he's just an extremist, and his name is Saul. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And in Star Wars Rebels, we really get a background of who he is and who he was before Star Wars Rogue One. And we're seeing him in the time where he has lost everything. He lost his planet, he lost his family, and lost his sisters, and he is just this hurt, broken, but also full of fire man who's willing to do anything it takes to win the war. And that's it. So I took notes, and we're going to go through all of them. So here we go. Now, the Star Wars Rebels, when they first, when Ezra and Kanan and Rex and the crew, they're going to this planet called Geonosis, and what they know is that planet has been completely wiped out thanks to the Empire. Now, the reason why they're going there in the first place is that their higher ups in the Rebel Chain Command has sent a team there to investigate a power source that nobody knows about. So they never came back. And this team they sent was the team that has Saul in it. They never came back, and now they're just in a rescue team there to go get Saul and any other survivors, and to basically find out whatever happened and to bring back any intel that they have. So that's basically the thing. So they get down there on the planet, and people are talking about the Geonosis. Geonosis are basically bug people. I'm sick, sorry. Are basically bug people who live underground, and from what I can see from their planet, it's kind of dry and barren. I don't know if it's been like that throughout the whole history, or it's just naturally like that. Like I said, the planet has been wiped out of all life. Chances are it was never like that. It might have been a beautiful, vibrant planet full of plants and life and trees, or it might have just been the same way it is now, a dust ball that is just perfect to house insects. There are a lot of insects that can live in just nothing. In the desert, we have fire ants that just live in absolutely nothing. They can survive the heat and have to keep moving whenever they're on top. Otherwise, they'll burn to death out there. So we don't know how the planet was before the whole genocide thing. So also there's a storm. And Rex, by the way, also there's a storm. And we got Hera and what's her name? God, I always have these notes. Okay, we got Sabine and Zeb and Hera on top. And we got Ezra, Rex, and Kanan going underneath looking for any survivors. And basically, this show, why I like it so much, is that it foreshadows stuff. Like, usually, Disney Channel has two channels. They have Disney XD and Disney Channel. In Disney XD, we have our more serious shows, but they don't show blood and stuff like that. They foreshadow death. Like, they are not afraid to talk about death or say the word death or dead. But they foreshadow, unlike Disney Channel, where we're just not saying nothing. So anyway, they run into we run into these helmets and these clothing that are on, basically these helmets and rebel gear, and we know it's from the team that Saul was on, and we're basically foreshadowing death. Like, the show is saying, yo, Saul team got wiped out. This was a battle area. There was a fight here. And we basically run into Saul. And Saul basically basically confirms what we already know. His team is dead. He's the only survivor. When I first see Saul, I already know who he is in the movie, so I already knew that he had issues. But Rex looked at him and just, like, we're friends and stuff, but I don't trust you as much as I want to. Like, I know you're a good guy. I know you're not the Empire, but we all had that friend that we have no personal beef with, but we also know that they have issues and are bad influences, and that we kind of need to distance ourselves a little bit from them based on how they carry and govern themselves, so you don't get into any trouble. And Rex is like, but Saul is like, just this anger and wrath and cruelty within him. And he's like, I will do whatever it takes to win. Straight up. No matter what it takes. And as the show goes on, we see how much. And that's why Rex is being a little bit careful with him. So, as we're walking, excuse me, Saul confirms everything. And once they found Saul, Kanan sort of wants to leave. But Saul found something on Geonosis, and everybody basically say, yo, let's find out what's on Geonosis. And Saul's like, yo, there's this bug going around, and he's trying to find where this bug is. So we gotta find this bug, because Saul believes this bug knows what wiped out the planet and what the Empire is trying to hide. But the thing is, with Saul, his personality is that when I watch Saul, he's so angry about what happened to him, he just wants somebody to pay for it. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to get answers, to win the war. And in his anger, he often doesn't see that he's hurting an innocent party, or he's going too far. He's not thinking about the innocents he's hurting. He's willing to destroy whatever it takes and kill whoever it takes for him to get a victory. That's just who he is. And we see that because when we finally capture the bug, he basically just straight up tortures it. He tortures it for information. And by the way, let's all take a moment to understand. This bug cannot speak English. He can't communicate with Saul to begin with. And Saul knows this, but he's torturing this bug anyway to get information, and he's willing to even destroy the egg that it carries. This egg, by the way, is what is the only thing that allows his people to live. It's a queen egg. And we know a queen bug of anything can make thousands and millions and basically repopulate its whole species. Like if we were to destroy an entire beehive and just kept the queen and one male worker, and those two together, that one queen can basically bring back a whole entire race of bees. So he's willing to destroy the queen egg, and he's basically willing to do whatever it takes. But the thing is that this bug can't talk to him, and he's just torturing him. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm watching him torture this bug, and I'm like, for what? You don't understand a word he's saying. To torture him would be pointless. But Saul doesn't care. He's just torturing him. And the thing is, I feel like there's cruelty within him because he wants somebody to pay for what happened to his team and what he'd been through. For granted, yes, the bug did in fact attack them first, but he was just doing that as self-defense. People came and just wiped out his whole planet. He would be if you were living on a planet and somebody came and wiped out your family, you would attack in self-defense first. But Saul just tortured, and there's no point to it. Like, I understand what Saul went through. He lost his sister, he lost his team, he lost his planet, he lost a lot. And he wants somebody to pay for it, but there's no point in torturing somebody who you can't even communicate with. So basically what I'm saying is he just wants somebody to pay for it. In his anger, he's never going to get satisfaction out of torturing people for just trying to get answers for what he's been through, or to satisfy whatever pain he's going through. And that's just it. So the Empire basically come up. In the second episode, Hera finds them, and Hera's like, hello. Saul's like, hello, Hera. What you do does not go unnoticed beyond the rebel ranks. And Hera straight up lets him know in a very subtle way, yeah, what you do don't go unnoticed either. And this doesn't bother Saul at all. Saul doesn't care that you know that he tortures people. Saul doesn't care at all. But Hera letting you know straight up she knows what you do, and she sees what you do, so don't even try to be friends with her. Like, she doesn't condone what you're doing at all. But she has to work with him. In a rebellion, you're going to come across people you don't like, or you don't like their methods. But you're in a rebellion, you can't afford to, like, unless there's a real good reason, you can't afford to be too picky who you pick your friends with in a rebellion. Unless you have a real good reason. Also, Saul is just against this bug in the next part. Like, everything the bug does, no matter how small, Saul is just against it. Like, the bug, he finds weapons inside the bug's hiding place. And he's like, what is this, caster, a blaster? And I'm just like, yo, dude, again, he's been here by himself. The Empire destroys people. Of course he got weapons. Who wouldn't? I would have weapons. And yeah, so basically that happens, and the Empire basically shows up, and the Empire is just doing some rounds, but they see the rebel ship there, and this kind of thing, it makes me flesh out the show a bit more in the world. The Empire sees the ship, and they have no direct reason other than the fact that the rebels to destroy the ship, but the reason why they do it, of course they have a reason, they're an Empire to destroy the ship, but the reason, they could have just like, yo, these rebels, they cause a lot of trouble and stuff. They have no official orders from the top to attack them. They could just walk by and say, yo, we didn't see no rebel ship. But they attack because this isn't a promotion. If you destroy a rebel ship, there's a promotion in your future. And that's why they attack. Also, we also see another moment with Saul where he says that I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save the people. I'm trying to save all of you, and I'm not going to apologize for my method of doing it. I think Saul feels very alone. He doesn't think anyone understands what he goes through or what he's going through, and that's just not true. But sometimes we get so caught up in our own pain, we don't notice that we're not alone. And that's what Saul's doing. So he's willing to destroy it. And that moment kind of made me think, like, whoa, are we, like, that even consolute with our own lives? Like, I know we're fighting terrorists out there and stuff like that, and we need to do what it takes to win, but maybe we shouldn't do certain things. I'm talking about, like, torture and stuff like that. This episode basically resolute with torture and methods, like how far are you willing to go to win, and like how far are you willing to go. Like, eventually you're going to go so far where you're no longer the good guy, or you won't recognize the person in the mirror. You're just another monster like the rest of them. And that's what this show basically resonates. So we basically, to avoid the Empire, we basically go all the way underneath it, and we see bombs that the Empire has made to destroy the bug people. And Saul basically softened up. He sees, oh, this is what the bug's been trying to show us the whole time. He's not the enemy. He's not the Empire. Yes, his people did in fact make the weapons to destroy Saul's sister, but he's personally probably has nothing to do with that. It's like living in the government. I live in America, and I don't condone some of the things that my government does, but physically there's nothing I can do about that. I can't do nothing about it. All I can do is put out my opinion, sign petitions, but I can physically, by myself, can do absolutely nothing about it. And that's the same with this bug. He probably has nothing to do with what his people did. There's nothing he probably could have done about it. But he's the only one left, and he's just, like, trying to get by. And Saul realized that, yo, he lost people, we lost people. There was loss on both sides, and he deserves a chance to rebuild his people. So Saul lets him go, and the bug goes, and he goes underground, and Saul goes back on the ship, and they basically escape the Empire ship that tried to destroy them. And Saul is still basically this brooding character that's not satisfied with how things turn out, because he doesn't have proof of the Empire's bad dealings of destroying his people. And so he's not satisfied with how this turned out. So Ezra doesn't understand that, and Cain basically tells him, this fight is very long and hard. Cain basically tells Ezra, there are people on our side that ain't gonna fight the way we do, with the same morals and standing as we do. And that's true. Like, when we're fighting terrorists, I'm pretty sure that every government has their own way of fighting terrorists, whether we approve of it or not. We can't expect them, and that's the same thing with Star Wars Rebels. You can't expect every rebel fighter you meet to be the same good person that same good people you have around. You can't. So basically, that's the end of episode 11 and 12. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of these two episodes. Personally, they give you a lot to think about, but it's not my favorite episode. My favorite episodes are the one with Thrawn in it. And as I review the other episodes, we'll go through it. I'll see you guys later, and have a good day.